Hello again, Hot Wheelers, in particular the people that like tuned cars, which is what I'm all about, because I don't expect unrealistic things to look so nice. But anyways, here's a 49 Mercury. It's okay. But then as a hot rod, now you're getting cool. And then Hot Wheels has the Purple Passion, which I believe is supposed to be a 49 Mercury. But then they went and tuned the thing, so now it's a deformed version of that thing. Interesting. This is the last subject I thought they would tune, but they then tuned the Diora too and other things of their own creation. So, 2026, number 148 of 250 that year. I bought this locally. Things like $3 are where I live, so that's why I don't buy too many Hot Wheels. Taxes. As usual, it rolls really nice because it's got plastic wheat tires. And then on the bottom we have, hopefully, some text explaining what it is. Tooned Purple Passion. So now you know exactly what it is. And copyright of 2026. Press fit together. It's got this funky little wing back here. And unfortunately they have white tires. I wish they were black. I'm sure they'll come out with black ones later on. But I'm going to do a wheel swap later on in this video. So the purpley metallic looks pretty nice. It makes me very passionate. Anyhow, we have some yellow flames with blue perimeters, and that's actually pretty well done. I almost feel like it's a fading flame as well. So very impressive. And then a little Hot Wheels flame there, and Elwood's garage. So maybe that's a real custom shop that made like a real Purple Passion, maybe. We have the grill that looks like a 49 Mercury. It's nice that the headlights have this recess here so you can add paint and it won't like seep over onto the fender. So I shall do that later. And then we have a really tall cabin here. It's really funny. It's like as tall as the whole body of the car. And nice door panel gaps there. And then we have the little vent details down here. And more of the printing looks good. The rear has no lights, no bumper, no license plate. A little bit of casting blemish here, but the rear window I guess looks okay. I like that there's no side windows at all, so you can just see right into the name interior. So pizza pan, steering wheel as usual. Just a big gap here. Not sure why they do that, because it's not on this side, right? Oh, I guess it has to be because they're trying to mold the steering wheel. That's why that gap is there. And then some seat details back there. And that's the best I could focus. Okay, some seat ribbing cushions. I always wish it was a darker plastic because it's very translucent, this light tan color. Or actually, I think it might be a gold plastic. So it's not a solid opaque. Hot dog stick shift. Alright, a long time ago I drilled these things apart, put a drill bit into my palm, so I don't do that anymore. So I sacrificed the wheel when I do my wheel swaps. These wheels are so lame anyways, you don't want to put them on anything else. I'm going to have to probably paint that rear tire black. What I'm trying to do is get enough access to this axle so I can use strong cutters, these 4-inch cutters. Close your eyes or wear safety glasses, and that's how I get stuff out. Now naturally I can't do that in the rear because the thing is totally trapped, so yeah, I might as well just get some little Display black marker and just enough to paint that tire. I don't play with my toys, so I'm sure that paint would scrape off later, but it's gonna do for now. I like these display markers. They're very convenient. Yeah, I like them. I think I did a review of them, testing them in water and stuff. What I like is they're water-based. And I apologize for my sniffling. I got some cat hair in my nose or something. Alright. Good thing about water-based paints is if you mess up, they're very easy to clean off of things. Unlike oil-based, which is a more durable paint. Alright, so let's let that dry, and in the meantime, I'm going to add some headlight details. Could just add some, well, you know what, these aren't sticking out very much, these headlights. I was thinking about scraping them off a little with sandpaper so the paint can stick, but I don't think it's going to work. So now I just have a chrome marker. These things flow very fast because they want to dump out a lot, so they, let's see, so they pool off into a smooth surface. Now that's gonna, assuming I let it rest in this position, that should actually dry pretty nice, but unfortunately I'm probably gonna have to pause this video a few days. Alright, I'm back with some wheels of my own design. I looked at Mercury wheels and I kind of took inspiration from those, but I made these extremely deep dish, and yeah, unfortunately they're so small, but those spokes are actually floating. There's a little air gap behind them, but yeah, and then just waited. I waited a week for that paint to dry. Yeah, a little bit too much right there. And that's it. The thing doesn't have taillights. Not a street legal vehicle. So, a few other Hot Wheels. I think one of my favorites is one of the early ones. This manga tuner, is it? Yeah, weird. Doesn't. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Well, it's weird that it's not written here. Why would that be all blanked off right there? Interesting. So I'm using poster putty to mount the BNDS alloys on this one. Then I 3D printed my own wheel centers for these like aftermarket Hot Wheels kind of metal wheels, because the etchings got all bent up. So yeah. All right. And the last one, that Porsche that they came out with, and these I bought off AliExpress. You'll have to look up the review. I don't remember what brand of wheels these are, but they look Porsche correct, right? Those Fuchs wheels. But I think the brake system, if there is one, it's spinning with the wheel. Yeah, so it's all a similar type of deformation. Really short wheelbase, really tall cabin, very Pixar-esque. Although I gotta say, this one is actually quite long compared to the other ones. So I guess slightly different, but from the front it looks very similar. This is exceptionally tall. I'm not sure why they made the roof of that one so tall. I guess for child safety strength, because there's no post inside of it. But there's no post inside of that, and the roof isn't that tall, so I don't know what goes on over there at Mattel. Well, I do like that there's no side windows. It makes it really easy to see inside, even though it's a pretty lame interior. It's just neat. And we'll have to see what else they come out with in the future. I would prefer if they tuned real cars. Tuning Mattel designs, it's been done obviously in the past, and they still manage to get my money, but I prefer the real, cars that actually do exist at a car dealership. That's just me. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.